as a young man who played for this organization for 3 of my years, let me apologize to you. You are now 2 games out of the wild card. You have won 8 straight games. The Blue Jays are going backwards. You're going upwards. We talked about 4 teams in the East. My apologies to this team. And I only say that because when you talk about the Nationals or the Orioles, you know, it's a great question, but it always comes down to money, right? And you just think, okay, how long are we going to rebuild? How long are we going to rebuild? We thought the same thing when we were there. You can't compete with these other East teams. But give these guys credit, because what this is about is a group of dudes going out there and cleaning house and believing in themselves and doing what they are, you know, good at and creating their own identity. And their identity's been at the bottom of that East. And that's not, you know, a bad thing when you get the Rays and the Yankees and the Blue Jays all of a sudden have these young stars and studs and they have the money to kind of implement stuff. And then you get the Red Sox. So it's always an uphill battle. But during this time, give them some love. And I apologize because right now, this is an awesome thing. It gives you hope as a player when you look up. And if the season was to end today, they're out of the playoffs. But we know we got a lot of ball games left, and you're 2 games out of the wild card. Yeah. That's why this is a fun race now.
No, we did mention this in Sirius's, Kev, to take a little heat off your seat. Recently talking about teams like Baltimore and Pittsburgh and finally seeing some returns, because it's the fan base and the clubhouses, let's be real about it, they've had to go through some brutal times the last handful of years, and you're finally starting to see some signs of optimism. And for Baltimore specifically, the last month, Kev, I think go back to the 11th of June, 19-9, that's the same record as the New York Yankees. The same record as the Yankees. And if they win tonight, they beat the Cubs in Wrigley, they'll be back at 500. The latest into a season that they've been 500 or better since September of 2017, when they were 71-71. That's how tough a fight it has been for this organization to get back to sea level, so to speak. So, look, a lot can happen here the rest of the way. We know that. And they're not going to go through the rest of 2022 without losing another game. But we just got to love on a team that's won 8 in a row and thrust themselves into the postseason picture.